talk about Liam Payne. So one of the things I had totally forgot, because I did this story about 2 months ago, was that Liam Payne was going to be a judge on a show called Building the Band, which I had totally forgotten about. And I saw that because this Building the Band story is trending, so I tried to come for me in the comments, and I screenshotted it, and I'm going to tell you what they said. And of course, I had to go in and read them down to the floor, because I'm like, you sound dumb. You a dummy, bitch. So anyway, so Liam Payne, his apparently the word on the curb is that the show that he did, which it was already filmed and everything. So it's not like they got to go find a new judge, which they'll probably do should the show get greenlit for a second season. But since the show's already in the can, because they filmed it before he passed, it's been placed on hold by the streamer following his tragic death. Well, look at Netflix being thoughtful, very demure and mindful for once, instead of trying to find ways of destroying the movie industry by putting everything, in on TV, on their streaming service without even putting it in the theater. Because that's the latest story that's been coming out about Netflix, with the fact that Margot Robbie basically turned them down and did a lesser money-making deal with Warner Brothers, and how Daniel Craig is pissed at Netflix over that whole Knives Out series, because they won't release it in the theater, because they want to put everything on the streaming service, which is like, it's not going to do well that way. Like, we watch the thing, we move on. It doesn't trend week to week like Penguin is still is and Agatha all along. So I'm hoping that they do week to week with this Building the Band should it get released, but I doubt it. They'll probably just release all the episodes all at once. People will binge it. It'll trend. It'll be talked about for 72 hours, and then we'll move on to the next thing that they want to throw on their damn channel that we'll forget about within, like I said, 72 damn hours. So they said that, according to page 6, they said Netflix will sit down with Liam's family when the time is right to speak about the series and when it could be released. This is what a source told the U.S. Sun on Sunday. There was no rush or pressure to release the series. It would simply be a beautiful tribute to Liam and capture him at his best in the months before his death. Payne served as a mentor on the UK-based competition series alongside Pussycat Doll alum Nicole Scherzinger and Destiny's Child singer Kelly Rowland. Backstreet Boys' AJ McLean was the show's host. So he's basically, so we had talked about that on the show a while ago, that he was a part of this thing. Now, somebody had nerve to get up in my damn comments, and this was, mind you, an article I did 2 months ago, and responded like this was some shit that I did yesterday. Said, disrespectful light on Liam, you should have spent least, first of all, it's the grammar for me. You should have spent least 3 mins finding some of Liam's contributing factors here. You only say I didn't know which one he was. Disrespect. He is one, has a child with Cheryl Cole. Well, I know that. I know he got a baby with Cheryl Cole. I follow British news, and I am a Girls Aloud fan. You tried it. So they said that he has a child with Cheryl Cole that's so bad on you. You should redo or take it down in respect to Liam. Try again, SMH. Well, you don't know me, because I stand 10 toes down on what the hell I say. Now, if I say something incorrect, then that's fine. However, the article it was before he died, and I'm standing on what I said 2 months prior to his death. Now, when he passed and we talked about it, what was said was said. We all know that Liam Payne's career wasn't popping prior to his death. Because if it was, y'all have been out here buying and supporting his music. That one song he did well, and then post that it flopped. So now all of a sudden we got the fair weather people coming out acting like, oh my God, Liam Payne, I can't believe he's gone. Y'all a bunch of fake asses trying to pretend like, oh, y'all was here for him. Y'all wasn't, because if you was, you need to celebrate the people the same way you celebrate them posthumously. So stop with the fakeness. Now, I'm sure there's them hardcore One Direction fans or the people that was Liam Payne fans that was out here supporting you. If it don't apply, let it fly, because I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about fair weather fake asses that want to come up in here with your woulda, coulda, shoulda, and you're acting like y'all a damn oracle, and I hear bullying people, because not bullying me, because you can't bully me. Try again. But when it comes, I'm talking about like Liam's girlfriend, who's been receiving a swarm of hate. Y'all blaming her because she left him before he, there they say he fell or jumped off the balcony, probably trying to escape the room. No, she should have stayed. How you gonna tell somebody what they should have did? She ain't Raven. She can't predict the future through her eyeball. So stop with that. Sometimes that's the way that sometimes the card is dealt. We're dealt bad hands, and when we play it with the cards, it is what it is. You can't predict how something's gonna go down. We all are, in charge of the things that we do in life. We make the decisions that we make. We make the choices. So they basically said that Payne, well, we already told about it. He served as a mentor, but they said film wrapped at Manchester's Aviva Studios in August. And now, I guess this is, of course, before Nicole went and now is doing Sunset Boulevard, because she's going to be doing that for 9 months. So while it's unclear when the series will be released, the show has definitely not been shelved. Now, reps for Netflix weren't immediately available to Page Six for comment. Well, here's the thing. I really hope that they keep the show going. I hope that the show comes out, because I do feel like, because look, his record label that dropped him apparently is, from what I've been told, is planning on releasing his music, because now the label want to capitalize. First of all, they got to make some money. They lost a lot on Katy Perry, Capitol Records, so they got to with that flop of a damn record, so they got to find a way to accumulate some of the coin. Now it's up to y'all whether or not y'all want to support the music that he wanted to put out, but because they didn't see it for him, now y'all want to come up here and put on stunts and shows. We know how shady the industry is, but that's the way it is. The show must go on at the end of the day. Now, regardless of this show, I do feel like people need to come out and see it, because what about the people the kids that auditioned for the show that were put together by the mentors for, the future One Direction or the band that's going to be like One Direction or 98 Degrees or Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, whatever y'all plan on doing. Now, the question I'm wondering is, if this show is a success, and it's sad because we're not going to know if this show is a success, because if Liam was alive, would people gravitate towards wanting to see the show? Me, as someone who grew up with boy bands, me as someone who grew up like seeing how, when I would watch shows like American Idol and all, when they had, when they were exciting and interesting. I never really cared for the voice, but when we would watch like American Idol and making the band and those type of shows growing up before social media was what it was, you had to call in on your phone to get, the votes and things. I wonder if in this post social media world, because like I said, these shows weren't really popping prior to social media. Social media wasn't what it is today. If Liam was alive, would the audience have watched this show and supported it? I guess we'll never know. But the question is, if the show is successful because you're interested in boy bands like myself who grew up on them, or because Liam Payne passed, so now people want to watch and just dissect every little thing and figure and watch what's going on. Will you actually sit, and now the show becomes a success for Netflix? When you do the season 2, who are you going to put in to fill that seat that Liam Payne is no longer going to be there to be a part of? Do we shift AJ McLean from host to a mentor, and then you bring somebody else in? The cackle would be if y'all brought in Nick Lachey to be the host, and it was like, because quiet as nobody really cared for 98 Degrees, but you could bring Nick Lachey or somebody in, or I would have been like, oh no, not another Backstreet Boy. Maybe you could bring in one of the members of NSYNC. I just heard today JC Chazé is working on new music, and it's been 20-something years since he released Schizophrenic, and y'all know I live for that album. So maybe y'all could bring in. Oh, maybe I could bring in JC Chazé. We don't have nobody from NSYNC up in there. I mean, I wonder if, well, quiet as it's coming, I feel like the one. You think the one that would probably need the money is Lance Bass? You think maybe, so I would say it's either, and this is not about replacement, something like, at the end of the day, the show must go on. People get replaced all the time when they have to come in, if either they leave or they pass away, whatever the situation is. I feel like if this show is successful and they need a season 2, like they doing that rap show. Remember what Cardi B was a part of at one point, and now they got up in there, Lotto. When that rap show comes back, I forget the name of the show, but you know the show I'm talking about. But when it comes to this, y'all could bring either, like I said, JC Chazé or Lance Bass and have them film this show for how long they do it, and then we'll get it. So who knows when we're gonna get this? I'm having a strong feeling we'll probably get it around 2025. That's just my gut telling me. But I definitely want to check this show out because it seems relatively, it looks like an interesting idea building a band. Look, at one point, Simon Cowell was trying to do that, but I guess because of Simon Cowell, nobody really cares about the Svengalis coming in. It's more entertaining if you can get a Kelly Rowland, a Liam Payne, and a Nicole Scherzinger, who are part of boy band and girl groups. They understand what it's like. So to have the celebrities there to mentor rather than a Simon Cowell type, who's the Svengali, the man that's pushing, pulling the strings, it's more believable in that regard. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Would you be willing to want to watch this show whenever Netflix releases it? I definitely want to see it when it comes out. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down